Welcome back, guys. I've got a exciting video for you guys. This is the bobber breakdown on my brother's 2003 Honda Shadow. I believe it's a Spirit 750. So we're gonna do a complete front to back breakdown of everything we've done to the bike so far. It's been a daily rider for him for almost 2 bike seasons now, and it was his first chop. I was very impressed with it. It was actually my first ride on it tonight, even though I've put, like I said, almost 2 riding seasons of work into this thing with him. And it's the first time I was able to climb on it and actually get it out and open it on the back road. So we've been trying to organize for almost 2 weeks on pickup or him dropping it off. And finally today he texted me and he said, here, you know what? It's got a full tank, keys in it, come and get it, take it out to your shop and do what you got to do. So really excited to go over this thing. It's appeared on both my Instagram and my Facebook. Have had questions and I try to answer them as they come, but for anybody who hasn't seen it or anybody I haven't been able to answer, I'm going to go over everything from the front to the rear and explain what we've done and throw any part numbers or any sort of information I can give you so you guys can imitate anything you guys enjoy on it. I don't think there's any other missing information other than being an 03 Shadow 750. I was surprisingly impressed with how much more power it has than the V-Star 650. It was actually quite noticeable, enough that it kind of makes me want to build one for myself. I mean, they're a small displacement bike. I'm glad I got the 1100 going, but there's nothing like throwing around those smaller bikes, especially when you do more of a skinnied out chop like this one. So I think for the next one, I might actually shoot for a Shadow 750 or the other one I've been looking at is the Kawasaki Vulcan 800 because they're still a monoshock bike, which I like. But this is the first dual shock bike I've ever really done anything with. And I think it turned out all right considering I know they're harder to work with, but this one is hardtail strut, so it's kind of like the sporty 48s or the Harley 883s. So we'll get started on the front end of this thing and work our way back. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, starting on the front end here, we got the stock 19-inch laced front rim wrapped in a Avon white wall. I love these white wall tires. I definitely be using an Avon in a future build. And then we'll poke up here to the front fender, which I believe is a modified stock front fender. He just cut down the edges on the back. I think he cut the height up just a little bit as well. And then obviously painted it. And we'll go into the paint scheme and how he did it after near the end of the video here. As for the front forks, it's stock height. We didn't take any height or anything or any dampening out of it. So we did rebuild them. New fork seals, new dust seals, and we're running Bel-Ray 20 weight. As for the headlight, I get a lot of questions about this headlight. Maybe some of the Shadow enthusiasts can fill me in on this. I believe it's a stock headlight from this generation, but I'm not 100% sure. It might be a Kiriakin order. I've done a couple Google searches on it and have seen lots of Shadows with it on it. So my assumption was it was from a stock. Maybe the Spirit models came out with them for a few years, but it's a really wicked headlight, different than what you normally see. So we kept it for this build. Then moving up to the Z-bars. These are a 6-inch, nothing drastic. They're not super tall. We're both under the 6-foot range. So this is pretty comfortable. This is pretty comfortable for us with our arms straight out. And then we wrapped them in. These are actually, he just put these on because I got a couple sent to me from Vans. These are just their basic Vans grips. These are wicked comfortable. I'm running them on the 1100 and I've ran them on 2 of my last builds as well. Love them. They're really cost effective and they look great. Everything's tricked out up front with the stainless. You got stainless clutch cable, stainless throttle cable, and he's even got the stainless brake up here. So, I mean, everything's done really nice. He didn't cheap out on anything. We did modify, like I do on all my bikes, we get rid of the return cable. You're going to have some people that, you know, are going to give you their opinion and say that you don't need to get rid of that or it's dumb to get rid of it. we always have somebody on call if we needed, and our clutch cable, or sorry, our throttle cable goes down. But I mean, this one's brand new, so nothing we're gonna have to worry about. And all our bikes are garage stored and oiled regularly. So again, nothing we're gonna be worried about anytime soon, but just kind of cleans up the front end. All right, from there, we're running the stock air breather. It did have one of those K&N spike cones on there. It was removed just to kind of go with the theme of the bike. All right, working our way into the seat. This is the tuck and roll. I'm running the same style on the V-Star 1100 build. Size is small. I believe these are the 2-inch springs that we're running in the back, and then a custom pan that he made to go under to cover all the electricals and everything. So I believe this was actually tinned. He didn't actually wrap or paint that. It was a tin that he just cut up and already had a design on it. We're running the Chop Shop Industry hinge kit as well. So I'll put the link to Chop Shop Industry because they always hook us up. They're in London, Ontario. If you're local to Ontario, you can visit him directly at his store and pick up anything. He's always got stuff in stock. Even if not, even if you're in Canada, he ships, I believe he ships even stateside, but check out his website. I'll put it in the description below. All right, from there we got the Cobra slash cuts. I love these things. They're not stupid loud. They've got a good rumble to them, and I mean, they don't give you a headache just cruising on the highway, but people definitely hear you coming. They look great. They fit this style of bike. They're pretty common. You can find them in a lot of like motorcycle chop shops and stuff like that, whether they've been off of a bike that's been downed or anything, but definitely worth the buy. Cobras are always a good quality pipe. All right, slipping over to the left side of the bike, getting closer to the back here. Running a simple swing arm mount, license plate, and rear tail light combo. These were big back from Kuryakin, and I think they were discontinued. Don't hold me to that, but I know that I haven't been able to get the same version of this anymore. They're big, they're bulky, they're definitely heavy duty, and the lights are super bright on them. But I will try to find a part number for you guys for that as well. This is a custom mount that we built for the rear fender. If you noticed on my VLX build, we used the original front fender. I chopped it in half and I used that on the VLX. Well, this is the other half to it. So we built a custom mount, welded it to the cross beam at the back, and then it's secured with 2 bolts. It is super rigid. It's not going anywhere. Doesn't flex on the tire or anything like that. So, but when we were doing this, he was running the spring and stock suspension combo. We had to alter that obviously because the tire would just come up and hit the fender had we tried to take it out after that. So this is our 1.5 by, or sorry, 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 squared aluminum. And then he just cut it down. He shaved out the backside to fit in the stock mounting location. And then on the back, when he was running the stock shocks, he was running relocators to get the rear end lowered. And I'll show a quick picture of how it looked with the suspension on it with the relocation kit. So we decided to reuse it just to get the angle so it kind of looks more like a rigid bike. We had it sitting up here in the original mounting spot, and the angle kind of made it look wonky. You'd be surprised what a couple degrees of angle, what a couple degrees of angle can give you as far as appearance goes. And when you're building a bike, it's all about the lines that you're following. So in doing that, it just kind of made the bike look a lot better. One of the last things here, we were trying to keep the handlebars nice and clean. So we modified a bar end mirror. We used a pre-existing hole in the front jug to mount the mirror. And I mean, it works pretty good with the angle of your feet. You can see underneath your leg, but it doesn't provide too much vision behind you. But safety standards here, I mean, says you have to have one, and it passes for that reason only. So got that hidden away. If there's anything that I've missed or you got questions on, let me know. I said I'd go through the paint. So my brother was getting, or is getting, into hydro dipping, and this was his first attempt at it. I believe the scene was called the Gambler, but it comes stock in most of the kits that you can buy online. So he bought the kits with all the adhesives and hardeners and stuff like that, and then bought a couple tanks and started doing parts. And this was his first shot at it, and I thought it turned out great. It's something that I would consider doing for bike parts down the road for sure, but lots more practice to go, and I'm sure he'll get the hang of it. But one hell of a bike. I've had a real fun time riding it, the last few hours here. So any questions, get a hold of me on my Instagram, Facebook. Let me know what you guys think, and stay tuned for the next episode on the V-Star 1100 build. Thanks for coming, guys.